When clarifying student entitlement within an assessment process, there are three key things that you need to consider. The clarity of the guidance given to the students, the impact of that guidance on the students, and the medium through which you convey that guidance. So firstly, looking at the clarity of the guidance, how clear are your guidelines to students and what support they're entitled to ask for or entitled to receive during that assessment process? And how clear are your guidelines to students on how they access that support? Is it clear to students how they get hold of it, how they request it, how they find it, where it's located, and what kind of support there is there for them and how they can use it? Thinking of the impact on students, what evidence sources could you draw on to understand those students' perceptions of those first two questions about clarity? How clear are the guidelines on what they're entitled to, and how clear are the guidelines on how they access that support? And to what extent do students appear to act on that guidance given? So what impact does it have on them and the change of their behaviour? Finally, the medium of conveying that guidance. In what form is the guidance given to students? Is it written? Is it verbal? Is it audio? Is it discussion? Is that accessible to all students? Are they able to engage with that guidance and engage with those support mechanisms on an equal footing? If you only have one medium of guidance, then it's a good idea to think of one different form of communicating that guidance that you could adopt to enhance that impact and broaden that appeal and that reach of the guidance that you're giving to the students. So those key things, clarity of guidance, the impact on students, and the medium of conveying that guidance, really important to think of, especially when you consider the cognitive overload that you potentially might be giving to the students. If you're giving guidance in lots of different ways, lots of different media, that can overload the students and they then find it difficult to interpret what it is they need to understand. There could be also unintended assumptions that the students take or gain as part of that activity that you didn't mean to convey as part of that support, but they interpret anyway. So those are two things to consider as potential issues with this process. But clarity of guidance, impact on students, and the medium through which you convey that guidance, really important concepts.